The folks from Kiesel in the USA sent me a guitar, and I have no idea what's inside of this box. They didn't tell me. They wanted it to be a surprise, and it's one of their new models, so let's unbox it and see what's inside. Please don't be a headless. Please don't be a headless. Let's open it up. Here we go. Oh yeah. Now that looks really sick, actually. Check it out. Wow. Let's get into it. Alright, so today we are checking out the new Kyber model from Kiesel Guitars. Take a look at this beauty, and didn't it sound just absolutely brutal and wonderful at the same time in that demo track. So for that track, I used this guitar, which is tuned to drop C sharp, by the way, strung up with my favorite strings, Elixir 10s, straight into my ENGL Savage 120 Mark II, first on the clean channel, then on the lead channel, and then for the clean tones I added some reverb in post. And then the amplifier, as always, was fed into my Grossmann Fatbox 1x12 ISO cab, loaded up with my Celestion Vintage 30. And that is mic'd up with 3 microphones, 2 SM57s and 1 MB421, sent into the DAW, where I only applied a low cut at 82 Hertz or so. Yeah, that sounded totally brutal. So this is my first Kiesel guitar. In fact, this is my first ever experience with a Kiesel guitar. I've never played one before, but I was super excited when they contacted me to see if I wanted to review their new model, the Kyber. And yeah, when I got this in the mail and when I unboxed it, I thought it looked absolutely beautiful. And I think that the body shape is very cool as well. I was a little bit concerned that they might send me a headless model, which really isn't my thing in terms of how it looks. But I was very pleasantly surprised to see that this model has a headstock. Indeed, and a very cool one, mind you. So this is the Kyber model, the Kyber 6H to be precise. And that name is inspired by Star Wars because if you're not aware, lightsabers are powered by Kyber crystals. So that's a cool little touch. I like Star Wars myself as well. Anyway, so massive thanks to the folks over at Kiesel for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. Now, one of the things that makes this model what it is how light it is. So it's quite lightweight, and that's probably because of the body woods they used and stuff like that, but also because of the lack of wood in some areas. We have this cutaway over here, for example, and then the headstock also doesn't have a lot of wood on it, as you can see. So it's lightweight, but it's not like too light, because I tend to like heavy guitars, but when I'm playing this, I don't get the feeling that it's too flimsy or anything like that. And in terms of the resonance and the sound, it sounds huge indeed, as you heard. So it's light, but not uncomfortably light. It's still very balanced. And it's just a very ergonomic guitar as well. So this shape over here, you know, makes it more comfortable if you want to sit in a more classic position like this. But you'll have to use, you know, a jack cable that is angled, because otherwise the cable is going to poke into your leg here. Now the guitar overall is just very comfortable, and how it sits on your lap. We have this very nice bevel over here that makes it very comfortable for your arm here. It sits very comfortably on the knee as well. And the neck also feels great. More about that in a second. Now, one other thing about this body shape is that the cutaway over here, so the lower horn, this is quite deep, so you can really reach the upper frets without any issues. So it's a great guitar for shredders as well in that regard. Now, of course, you can see the body looks beautiful indeed. And the body wood is black Limba. Very nice. With this beautiful clear coat on it as well. And as I said, the body is very resonant. It sounds really good acoustically as well. And then, of course, we have this black fade flamed maple top. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely awesome. So this is a very stealthy looking guitar, also with the black hardware and stuff. I really like how this looks. Now, I had no idea how this guitar was going to look, so they spec'd this up for me, and they did a great job. So yeah, great body wood, great sound, and a cool shape. It's unique for sure, but I think it looks awesome. So that was a very pleasant surprise when I opened the box. Now for the neck, we have a roasted maple neck, and with a satin finish. And what's funny about this neck, since it's roasted, it actually really smells roasted. So it kind of smells as if it was barbecued. I've never experienced that before on a guitar, so that's interesting. It's getting less though. When I picked it out of the case for the first time, it was a little bit like, whoa, what's burning in this room? But I guess that's normal. It smells really smoky. And then we have an ebony fretboard, beautiful ebony, really nice. You got some streaks in there, so you can see that it's a really natural wood. I like that. I don't know what the neck shape is, but it's very comfortable. Not too thin, but definitely also not too thick. And then on the headstock over here, we also have an ebony veneer, so that the guitar is a bit more blacked out, if you will. And then over here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little K, so a little Kiesel K over here. And then on the back of the headstock, we have locking tuners, Kiesel locking tuners. This guitar holds tune really well, I must say. And then we have 24 jumbo stainless steel frets. They feel great. They feel really nice. The craftsmanship on this guitar is really good. Made in the USA, of course. And yeah, the frets are really well done. Really smooth fret ends, and the action, you can get it as low as you want, basically. So that is really cool. Now, in terms of the hardware, we have a hipshot bridge. At least it's a hipshot style bridge. I think it's a hipshot. And then one potentiometer for volume that you can also use as a push-pull to split the coils. Three-way selector switch over here, of course in black. And then these two pickups, these are the Lithium pickups by Kiesel. So I've obviously never tried those, but I really like the sound of them. They're not too hot, so they're kind of like medium output. So you can play some more nuanced stuff with it as well, classic stuff. They kind of remind me of a tweaked PAF or something like that. Nice and chunky and tight, not too thin, you know, really thick if you do the chugging, and then nice and creamy tones for the neck pickup. And I'll let you guys hear the pickups in a second as well with some different tones. Now you can get this model in 6, but also 7-string models, and you can choose between standard frets or fanned frets, so that's cool as well. I like this one a lot for the tuning that I like to use primarily, my standard tuning, if you will, and that's drop C sharp, as I mentioned, and it's really comfortable with that tuning. And that satin neck is just so nice and comfortable. And this, this bolt-on neck over here, so this sculpted neck heel is really comfortable as well. It feels really seamless. And yeah, what else can I say? It's just super comfortable, sounds really good, plays really well. I should also mention that this guitar came with a really nice case. It's a gig bag, but a really solid and sturdy, thick gig bag case, which is also a really nice touch, so that is great. There's an introductory offer right now. I think they start at $1,600, $1,599 to be precise. And I guess you can spec them out yourself, choose a finish, and all that good stuff. So that's not a bad price right now, if you ask me. Another thing that makes this guitar kind of unique, I think, is the way that they placed the strap locks, or the strap buttons. So there's one over here and one over here, instead of going through here and on the side here. I guess it's a little bit different than having them in the standard positions, but I never play standing up anymore, so that's not really relevant for me, but could be worth mentioning, right? All right, so what I'm going to do now is just plug the guitar into my Fractal FM9, first on a clean tone and then on a dirty tone with my own IRs, and then try all the pickup positions and see how all the pickup positions sound as well as the split options. Take a listen. All right, so my final thoughts. If it's not clear already, I really like this guitar. The funny thing is, you know, usually when I pick up a guitar, this might not be a shape that I would gravitate towards, but I'm really glad that they sent me this because it can be really good for you to try new things. And now that I've played this guitar for some days, I've really been enjoying it. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. Sounds really good, feels great to play too. So it's a really well-made guitar. What can I say? And it's super inspiring. And it's definitely a little bit more lightweight than most of my other guitars, But that was kind of the goal with the Kyber model, as far as I've understood anyway. Now, there's one thing that I should mention. As you might have seen already, I put some foam under the strings past the nut over here, which is something that I almost always do with all my guitars. And with this guitar, it really was a necessity, you know, to mute those unwanted resonances, because this was a very resonant, especially the low strings. If I didn't do this or put some tape on here or something, you would really have some side effects like in between your palm muted chugs and stuff. So I really recommend doing this as well if you get one of these models. Would be great if more guitar companies found some permanent solutions for that. You know, maybe something placed on the strings with some rubber under it or something like that. But, you know, I just always do it myself with a little bit of foam, just in case you were wondering. And also, since this is a USA made guitar, if you want to order one in Europe, you're going to have to pay some import taxes and stuff like that. So that's also something to keep in mind. Anyway, yeah. If it's not clear already, I love this thing so much. The Kiesel Kyber, an amazing new model. It's ergonomic, it's fast, it looks killer, sounds really good, sounds chunky, sounds heavy, can sound beautiful and crunchy and clean as well. Does everything, super versatile, but it's, first of all, a great metal axe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on the body shape and the specs and Kiesel in general? I'd love to know. If you want to support this channel, you can buy something at my affiliate links for Thomann, Sweetwater, or Tube Amp Doctor, or get something like an IR pack at my web store. I'll put links below. Also be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as that really helps the channel out. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.